guys, welcome back to SAILOLIVE. My name is Manita and I'm so happy that you joined me today. Today I'm going to be doing this super cool look that I was inspired by the Tarte Make Believe in Yourself eyeshadow palette, which kind of matches my background now that I think about it. What do you guys think about the background? I like it. I really like it. Thanks to my sister who made these beautiful flowers. So if you guys really want to see this look, just keep on watching. Okay guys, so for starters, I'm going to moisturize my face with the Nivea Soft Milk Cream. This packaging is in Spanish, but like usual, it doesn't matter. I find it very important to moisturize my face. I just feel for dry skin, that's the best thing to do before even priming. Okay, so once I have my face moisturized, I'm not gonna prime yet. I'm gonna wait until the moisturizer soaks. So I'm going to let it sit while I do my eyebrows. I'm going to be using the NYX eyebrow pencil in black. So I'm going to start on the outer edge of my eyebrows, always having a spoolie at hand just to brush it through. Okay, so obviously there's some eyebrow pencil that went a little too high, so I'm going to grab my concealer, the Wet n Wild Conceal and Correct Concealer. And with a brush like this one that's angled, I'm going to carve my eyebrows out. And just taking it to my lid like that. Now, I know my eyebrows are pretty full already, but I just like to, I guess, define the shape. Nowadays, bold brows are everything. Okay, so now that we have eyebrows, which I might end up wiping off, I'm going to go in with primer. You guys know I've been using this Hangover RX primer since I started my channel. And so we're going to let that set just a little bit before we go into foundation. Okay, so now that I have my damp beauty blender, I'm going to go in with foundation. So recently I've been going in with my Milani Conceal and Perfect, and even though it is a tad bit dark for me, I use my concealer to even it out, but I just like to keep that full coverage, I guess. So now I'm going to go in with my Wet n Wild Conceal and Perfect concealer in a triangle, just like that. Now, the more you take your that was a really bad attempt at a triangle. Okay, so the more you try and take this, whatever concealer you use, outwards, the wider your face will look. And so since we're not going for the wide look today, I'm going to just keep it centered. And I'm going to turn my beauty blender, because I use this side, and I'm going to use this side to blend out my concealer. Like that. So now that I have my concealer down, I want to make sure and bake my face out. For that, I'm going to be using my Real Techniques sponge just because of the edge with my Coty Airspun loose face powder. Now, when it comes to setting your under eyes, it really depends on you. You have to try out what works for you. I tried just putting it down with a brush and setting it, and that did not work for me. I have to bake my face, but because I have dry skin, that's also very, I guess, not that great for your under eyes. So that's why I moisturize, to make sure it doesn't dry up. Oh my god, I think I added a little too much. I also like to press it on my smile line. Oh my goodness. The good thing is it's translucent. Well, this ain't a cute look. Okay, so now that I have baked my face, I'm going to start with the eyes while this is cooking. Like I said, it depends on who you are and how your skin works. So not everyone has to bake, but this is what works for me. So like I said in the beginning, I want to create a look inspired by the new Tarte Make Believe in Yourself eyeshadow palette. So that's going to be what I work around. But I'm going to go in with a neutral transition shade using my Modern Renaissance eyeshadow palette, and I'm going to go in using these two shades right here. I'm going to leave it there and I'm going to touch it. But I've recently been loving when I highlight my brow bone and then put a transition shade, only because it causes the transition shade to blend in really nicely. So I'm going to stop that. I'm going to go in with this Tempera shade right here and put it in my brow bone. And then go back in with my transition shade and blend it out. And now the transition shade will blend out perfectly. Okay, so now that I have that nice base, I can go in with my next color. The next color I'm going to be using is in the Carly Bible palette. You know I love that name. And I'm going to go in with this dark plum shade right here with a smaller crease brush to darken up my outer V. So the outer V is right in here, like that. And I'm gonna be very careful how I blend it with the upper shade, just so it doesn't end up looking the same color. So you wanna make sure to just blend it right in there in little circular motions and not drag it too far up. Now I'm going to go back in with the brush I used previously with that brown shade and just blend the two together. Now, I love eyeshadow, so that's my main focus, and that's always my main focus. But I've learned throughout the years that the harder that I press, the worse my blending is. So the farther away from the bristles you are, the smoother your blending will be. So now that our purple shade is very well laid on, I'm going to go in with my Tarte Make Believe in Yourself eyeshadow palette and make some magic. So this eyeshadow palette by Tarte was part of their like unicorn collection, and I had to pick it up because come on, and I thought it would be perfect with this background. So I'm going to go in with the shade Crystal. It's a very iridescent color, you know I love that word, but it's purpley, but silvery, but gold. I have no idea what kind of color that really is, but maybe when you see it on my eyelids, you'll get a better idea of what color it is. So I'm going to spray my brush. So now we can start by, first of all, these are all Quivanji brushes, unless I tell you guys they're not. If you haven't seen the video where I talk about these Amazon brushes, go check over here. There's some really inexpensive brushes that actually work pretty great. I like to wet my brush before I apply these shadows, only because I feel like one, they're easier to apply, and two, they give a more metallic finish. So basically I'm going to carve out my eyelid, but only halfway. Now it does look like very gold and very almost green in real life, but I like it. I'm a very gold person. I always choose gold all the time over silver, but occasionally I will go for silver. So I'm almost covering the purple, but not too much, so that I can go back with my purple shade and just blend with it like that. I love the shades in this palette. I just feel like, okay, yeah, you can't create a whole look just with this palette, but well, I guess you could if you just smear on one of the colors all over your lid, which I have done. But I love it because you can be so creative, or not. You can just stick to your comfort zones. There's many colors that are very neutral, or there's a lot of vibrant colors that you can do things you never thought you could do. I guess that's why they call it the Make Believe in Yourself palette. Okay, so now I have a pretty good base for my eyelids. I'm going to swoop away this extra powder using my mom's brush. Sorry about it. And I'm going to swoop it away with a pressed powder like this Wet n Wild one in Golden Tan. I like to swoop away these powders with another powder that has a little bit of tint, only because this Coty Airspun powder does flash back. And if I happen to take a picture, I don't know if I will, but if I do, I always want to be prepared. And I like to drag it to the rest of my face so I can get some powder and set the rest of my makeup, but the main powder should go where my creases are, I guess. Okay, so now that that's done, every couple steps or so, I like to set my face to make sure it melts and then continue. So that's what I'm going to do with my Milani Make It Last setting spray, which smells amazing, so if you don't want to put perfume on, just kidding. Now that I have that, I like to use my beauty blender and make sure all the powders are pressed in. I've been recently loving this new highlight in my Totally Cute Too Faced eyeshadow palette, and I've been using this second shade right here. Now, it's very odd because usually I would do blush or contour before highlight, and I tend to do the highlight afterwards. But recently I've been loving to do it first. Why? Because I feel like once I have my highlight laid down, it's so much easier to find where the contour should go. You'll see in a little bit. I'm gonna blend it out a little bit better with my Luxie 524T brush. Okay, that looks ridiculous in the camera, but okay, it's ridiculous in person too. So if you're afraid you put too much, go back in with your beauty blender and pick some up. I feel like usually, maybe it's my lighting, but my highlights don't show very well in my camera, but this one, it's showing. And now I can contour. So usually, you guys know I like to use this brush for blush, but all of a sudden it worked great for contour because it just fits perfectly. And I'm gonna go in my e.l.f. contour palette like I always do because I have no other contour. And I'm gonna mix these two bottom shades. I almost put some of this on my contour. That would have been bad. Okay, so you girls out there that love to contour your nose, this is for you. I'm not a nose contour kind of person. I think... So this is how, if I were to contour my nose, this is how I would do it. I think it came out in my last video, but like I did it on my cousin Sandra. If you want to see that video, check over there. So this is how I contoured her nose. I started at the root of the eyebrow and dragged it down. Now obviously there's different ways of contouring a nose, but yeah, I went a little too overboard right there. So I can go back in with my beauty blender and just soften that out a little bit. But it gives it a nice natural shadow. Now you want to make sure you draw those lines straight or else you're going to accidentally make yourself a crooked nose. So now I'm going to go in with blush. I have a couple blushes in my Z palette. Like always, Elizabeth Mott Peachy Pink, and it looks like this. It looks very similar to the NARS Orgasm blush because it has gold... Just saying names here. Gold reflexes in the blush to give you... Oh, I put it back in. I'm going to go in with that right here, the Elizabeth Mott blush in... See how pretty? In Peachy Pink. So now that I have those three things on, I'm going to spray my face again, causing it to blend all together. Oh, I forgot my handy dandy fan. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back to my eyes now that I finished the face, and I'm gonna go in my lower lash line because we can't forget the lower lash line. It's like the ugly duckling of the makeup world. So I'm gonna go in with a smudge brush, and I've always liked this smudge brush by Veramona. I got it in my Ipsy bag. I'm thinking about subscribing, or not subscribing, but well yeah, getting my subscription back only so I can add that as a new video for you guys and testing it out. So like this video if you want to see that, because I really think that would be a great idea. So I'm gonna use that purple shade, which I forgot to mention as I was speaking. I'm gonna use that purple shade and just put it on the outer corner, not all the way. Now I did receive a lot of great items from Ipsy, some that I did like more than others, but I think it was such a great subscription only because you receive things that you wouldn't have gotten otherwise if you wouldn't have subscribed to the bag. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't have bought it, but it was sent to me, so it caused me to use it. And I feel like not a lot of people on YouTube talk about Trust Fund Beauty, and those are items I got from the blush that I just used was from Ipsy. So I do use a lot of that stuff that was given to me, but I wouldn't have bought it myself. So I'm gonna go in with another smudge brush. I have no idea which brush brand this is, but like usual, I got it from my mom. And I'm gonna spray it. I'm gonna spray it and go in with this green color called Marvel and put it in my inner corner right here. For my actual inner corner, I'm gonna go back in with the highlight I used on my face, which is this one by, oh, I forgot to mention the name. It's called Shooting Star by Too Faced. So I don't know if they sell it separately, but it came in this palette. And I like to use this pointy brush and also put it on my brow bone. Okay, so now that we have our eyeshadow complete, I'm gonna go in with eyeliner just to define my lash line before I add lashes. With the Marc Jacobs eyeliner. Now, even though it looks a little messy, the only reason I did it was so that I have a base for my Ardell Wispies lashes. So to glue on my eyelashes, I'm going to be using the Lash Grip Ardell Eyelash Adhesive and just let them sit there and get a little tacky. So now for mascara, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Lash Sensational Luscious Full Fan Effect. That's a long name. Now, I don't know why, but this eyelash to apply is way easier for me. Alright, so the eyes are done, and finally it's time for the lips. Recently I've been loving this lip color. It's Totally Toffee by Maybelline. It's one of their nudes, and I think it goes perfect with this look since it's a little out there. So I feel like it's nice and pink, but it's a little enhancement to my natural lip color, which I like. Okay, so now to finish off this look, let's add some setting spray like I've done 50 million times throughout this video. And press it in. Okay, so now that I have setting spray, the look I think is complete. I'm gonna add a little bit of this highlight one more time to my shoulders. See how nice that is? It's a cool highlight for summery days like this. It just shines. So the fragrance I'm going to be using today is Signorina by Ferragamo, which I've loved in the month of May. And so this is the final look, guys. I really hope you enjoy this very summery look. You can either wear it at night, take off the lashes and wear it on daytime. It's up to you how you wear it, what you're comfortable with. But like I said before, you do not have to do the steps that I took. You can change it up a little bit, wear it as you please, but this is how I did it. Please leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it, and if you think I should do that video I mentioned earlier for the Ipsy bag, let me know. Comment down below. I don't like to comment on videos, but now that I've made videos, I think it's so much fun to interact with you guys. So even if it's just to say hello, just leave a comment down below. Alright guys, so thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys haven't already, subscribe to my channel because I post every Monday and Thursday, so press the notification bell if you haven't already so you can be notified whenever I post because you want to keep updated, you know? Yes, you do. Alright guys, so share this video with your uncles, your brothers, your carpenters, your aunts, your dogs, whoever, so they can be part of our journey here on SAILOLIVE and so we can all learn together. So anyways, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.